Hi, I'm Kent,
I'm Lisa.
and we're Living Light RV.
We are grabbing life by the tail.
Hey, we got it.
We did. Nailed it. And
Yes.
today, right now, we are at Yakina Head Lighthouse, or Yakina or Yaquina. I'm not totally sure how to pronounce it.
The Y is silent.
Aquina? Aquina. Anyway.
That's right.
And we're down on Cobble Beach. Cobble Beach is so cool, you guys. You have to check this out. Each piece of rock is a basalt rock from volcanic lava flows. And they almost sound hollow. And when the waves come up and
Tumble them.
Good word, thank you. They make a really cool sound. So we'll try and capture that on film, but I don't think we'll be able to. I think you just have to come here and check it out because it's pretty amazing.
Because they're big and round, there's a lot of hollow spaces underneath them. So when they shift, you can hear them.
Yeah, it's really cool. And they're all black. It's a black beach.
And of course, there's some sea lions right there.
Can you see them? Can you see the sea lions?
Oh, of course.
Oh man, they're so cool. So they're just chilling out, hanging out on the rocks.
Starting to get wet.
Some of them are in the water. And we saw a gray whale earlier today at Depot Bay. And apparently there's one hanging around here as well, around this lighthouse area. We haven't seen it yet, but we'll keep our eyes peeled. So
Exactly.
Enjoy the W roll? The whale roll.
The whale roll.
Okay, so I got a funny story for you guys. A long time ago, my dad was working for an RV dealership, and he was explaining to me what a toad is. And a toad is the vehicle that is towed behind a Class A vehicle, or Class C sometimes. But it's that, it's the Jeep on the back, or the motorcycles, or the Mini Cooper, or whatever vehicle you tow on the back of your rig. So he was explaining this to me, and he said it was called a toad. And I'm like, oh, that's really a cute little, a little word game to call it a toad. So then about a week later, Kent and I were driving down the freeway, and I saw an RV that was towing a vehicle. And I said to Kent, hey, thinking I'm all cool and like on the DL, I know what's going on, right? I said, hey, Kent, look, I said, there's an RV with a frog on the back. And Kent's like, what? And I said, there's an RV, it has a frog on the back. And he's like, what are you talking about? All of a sudden I went, oh wait, it's called a toad. So you can imagine when I told my dad, he just killed himself laughing. He's like, that is hilarious. So we do not have a toad. We choose to drive around in Bessie with just Bessie. So we wanted to share with you this week a little bit of the reasons why we do that, the challenges in that decision. So you may wonder why we don't have a toad, and that's a good question. One of the things that we realized as we were preparing for this lifestyle, and a few different other YouTubers that live full-time in their RVs were sharing this concept that says just start wherever you are. So don't think, I have to have everything perfect before I hit the road. Just whatever you can do right now, start, and then just build from there. And so we are trying to live within our means, and that also includes living with just Bessie the way she is, without a toad right now. So we would love to get a toad eventually, so we'll see if that pans out in the next year or two. But for now, we don't have a toad. Mostly it's a financial decision. However, that we have found huge benefits to not having the toad. So we can basically pull in pretty much anywhere that a truck could go, a large truck. We did get stuck the other day in a really tight squeeze, but we managed to wiggle our way out. But man, if we had a toad on the back, there's no way we would have wiggled out of that situation. We would have had to back up all the way around a building. So yeah, it's really nice to just have a smaller space. You can kind of fit anywhere, and you don't have to worry about what do I do with the trailer or what do I do with the car and that kind of thing. So it's a little more convenient on that side. It's certainly less convenient when you're trying to sightsee in an area. So we just want to share with you some of our ways that we get around and do things without a toad. All right, so this is the part of the carcass of a gray whale that washed up on shore here at Long Beach in the year 2000, and the city or the town of Long Beach decided to keep this part of the skeleton. So this is real whale skeleton. It's the neck and the sort of the base of the skull, and then the bottom jaw here. And behind us, Kit will show you, there is a wooden sculpture that is in memory of whale bones that have been washed up over the years along this whole coast. We get ready to go back on the path. Most of our sightseeing and those kinds of things happen while we are traveling from point A to B. So let me just give you a brief overview of what that looks like, and we'll show you as well, of course. So on a travel day, even though we may only travel, say 50 miles or 100 miles, hopefully not much more than that, because we have to squeeze a lot of things into that one day. So we squeeze in our shopping, for instance. So we need to get groceries. It's a race against the sun. We want to get to our campground before it gets dark. We need to maybe pick up some postcards or some souvenirs, or maybe we need, like, you know, a bathing suit or a bicycle or whatever. So that has to happen on a travel day. The other things that happen on a travel day are getting fuel, of course, and propane. Any kind of maintenance on the vehicle, if we have to swing by and get parts for the rig or anything like that, that has to happen on a travel day. What else did we do on a travel day? We do all of our sightseeing.
So Lisa and I are going to go to Waikiki Beach today. I've always wanted to go to Waikiki Beach.
No, like for real, legit. We actually are going to Waikiki Beach.
Exactly. It's in Washington State, right?
Who knew?
Yeah. It's like
I had no idea.
Right there. So right there, Waikiki Beach. This is a discovery. This is awesome.
Yeah, we enjoy the hike. It's a beautiful day, but if you're coming here in an RV, be ready to hike, because it's quite a ways to get here. And
so we've just been talking
it's
about
beautiful. I mean, we've stopped and we've looked at whale. I saw a whale. Kent's still questioning my validity.
I saw a whale. Just the back of a whale.
It's the back of a whale.
Well,
and
not today.
We saw a bald eagle, we saw a deer. We explored a whole bunch of military ruins and different batteries and stuff. So that's been cool. That could be why it's taking us so long to get here.
Probably.
But
we're stopping every once in a while.
It's also hard work just hiking.
It's not a long travel day today. It's just going to take us forever to get there.
That's right. Which is how it goes when you don't have a toad.
We're even thinking maybe to change our plans up a little bit. We'll talk about more of that later.
Yes.
Here's the end of the trail for Lewis and Clark. And you see that they're standing on their dog. Look at this. There you go. They're telling him, don't go into the ocean anymore.
It's just a lot to squeeze into one day, but we don't mind it because we only do that about every 2 to 4 days, somewhere in there. So we right now are traveling what we would consider a fast pace of travel, because we're trying to get south so that we can get to some warmer weather. Anyway, so that's part of what happens on a travel day, is all the sightseeing. And then the other thing that we do is the drive itself. So that's why we try and not book long drive days, because we know by the time we drive, stop, it's going to be a long day anyway. So yeah, that's what travel days look like for us. So one thing we've noticed on this lifestyle is it's a huge learning curve. And one thing we've recently sort of figured out is that we can sort of boondock on the way to another location. So we had one section of travel that was going to be fairly long, a long day, and we just thought we could do it. Like, we'll just go zip, and we'll get it done. We got halfway through that day and went, oh my goodness, the sun is going down, it's getting dark, there's so much more we want to see on this drive. We had a choice to make. We could either say we're not going to see those things, maybe catch them on the way back in the spring, or our house is on wheels. We could park wherever we want. So we decided to just sort of pull over into what they call a wayside or a viewpoint. And there were no signs that said no overnight parking. I'd looked ahead online to see if it would be okay for us to park there. Everybody said yes. Freecampsites.net and Campendium both said it was okay. So it was actually the Wainama Wayside is what it's called. Gorgeous, you guys. This parking lot was right over the ocean on a cliff. We could see the whole ocean. We watched the sunset from the rig. We watched the sunrise in the morning, made our coffee. We have a generator, so that's a huge thing. So boondocking is the point here, is that we can boondock as we travel to kind of extend those travel days and that sightseeing ability. Once we are set up at a campground, there are still reasons to get around and do stuff. So you're camping at this location, you want to get across the highway and down a little ways to the beach. Maybe it's a mile away or 2 miles away. How do we do that? So we do have bicycles, and those have been so helpful in this process. So we can ride our bikes everywhere. We've been doing a lot of walking. Our fitness levels are off the charts right now, so we're pretty excited about that. Just from getting around wherever we need to go. Thankfully, my mom and dad also live full-time in their RV, and they've been kind of traveling with us. So we'll meet up at a location, and then they'll travel, and we'll travel, and then we'll meet up at another location. So at those times, it's been great because we can just all pile into my dad's truck, and then we can head off to Walmart and get extra groceries, or do a little more sightseeing at some of the national parks and those kind of things. So that's been super fun. Thanks, Dad, for letting us use your truck. And in the future, we're gonna try some other alternatives, like taking local transit or calling Uber. Oh yeah, renting a car, that's right. So sometimes that might work as well. We have a daughter coming to join us at Christmas time. We're gonna be in Palm Springs, and we just thought, it's super easy just to rent a car, then we can get around wherever we need to go with her. So those are some options for us as we are parked in a location and we wanna do some sightseeing in that area without having to unhitch Bessie. Sounds like she's a horse, that's awesome. Unhitch Bessie and take her all over the place. We could do that. That is another option. We haven't really done that yet. We're just pretty comfortable when we get to a place set up and stay. But of course, it's an option. It's not that much work to unhook and hook up again. So we have definitely seen benefits of not having a toad. Some of those benefits are less insurance, less gas, less costs in those areas, less maintenance, because we only have the one vehicle. So even our towing mileage, Bessie's getting 15.6 miles to the gallon right now. Like, that's pretty fabulous. So we know if we put a toad on the back, that number will go down. Yeah, and like I said, we don't have to worry about storing a vehicle. And yeah, so it's just really, there's definitely some freedom in not having a toad. So we're enjoying that right now because we know we probably will get a toad eventually. But the big question, can you survive without a frog or a toad? Of course you can, absolutely. If you want to do this lifestyle, you want to hit the road, don't be thinking, if I get a Class A, I have to get a toad, because that is what I always thought. I always said to Ken, we can't get a Class A because then we have to get the big motorhome and we have to buy a car or a Jeep or something that fits on the back that we can drag around with us. I thought it was a have to. It's not a have to. You can make it happen. Hey guys, we made it to Whalers Rest RV Park. This is the beach that is just behind us here, just across the highway from the park.
And what did we just do at the office, Lisa?
We extended our stay because we're those people, always changing our minds. But they're really good about it. The staff at Thousand Trails are incredibly amazing. They're friendly. They just go with the flow. They are competent. They know what they're doing. We're really actually very impressed with that.
Yeah,
okay?
Very much so. I thought Craig at Chehalis was over and above, and I found out that basically they all are.
They all are. Yeah, they're
it's
pretty
great.
amazing. Yeah. Thanks, guys. You know what? I think this is totally cheesy.
All right, so we're on the beach, and if anybody knows what this is, why don't you let me know? It's really interesting. It's about 6 or 7 inches. It's nice and curled. It's pretty hard, like a walnut shell, and definitely sea creature was part of this at one point. So let me know what it is. Thank you.